Vanguard Zombies is coming out with a, not really new, but a round-based map within the next couple months. Actually, it says in Season 4, so Season 4 presumably is going to be somewhere in like June or July, so not for another couple months, but it is good to know that we are actually getting a round-based map in Vanguard, because I think a lot of people will agree with me. The maps they have in the current game, they're just not very enjoyable. They don't have that replay value that round-based content has. But is this round-based map going to revitalize Vanguard Zombies? Is it going to revive it? Is it going to make it actually enjoyable and playable? Honestly, I doubt it. My thought process on this is it's better than nothing. At least they're listening to the community, because based on a lot of leaked information, it sounds like they were not planning to do this. Originally, they were planning just to do probably another couple maps just like Duran Fang and Terra Maldicta. But I think a lot of people, were just not enjoying that, myself included. So it's nice to know that they were in fact listening to the community, listening to everyone complaining and wanting round-based content back, and they are actually giving us that. They tried to with that Void objective, but that just didn't go over well because it didn't still play like traditional round-based zombies, and they didn't really add much beyond that, so it kind of just felt bland and just boring. But what I think this map is going to be, so I'll just read out what they say. The new map is going to be what they describe it as Shi No Numa Reborn. So essentially, it's going to be a reimagining of the full scope of Shi No Numa, so the full map of Shi No Numa, not just that little area that they had in the Void objective. And they say it's going to be enhanced with an all-new main quest and side quests, a new area to explore, a new Wonder Weapon quest, the classic Flogger Trap and Electric Shock Defense, remastered Easter eggs, new Pack-a-Punch camos, and a new Dark Ether narrative for the map. So this sounds exciting. Like, it does sound better than what we had before, obviously, and it is nice to know that we are getting a new map, right? And it's not like new, but if they have a new quest that is new, I will consider it new. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's just going to be exactly like World at War Shi No Numa. I do think this new quest will at least give it some freshness to it. But what I kind of feel like it's going to be, and I really hope this isn't the case, but I feel like it's probably going to be kind of what the Giant is in Black Ops 3. Where, yes, it's a reimagining of Deriz, but it doesn't really add that much more. I think it's still going to be just Shi No Numa, but with Pack-a-Punch and your Vanguard stuff. And when they say all new quests and side quests, I want to be proven wrong. I hope it's this large, insane quest with a boss fight and everything, but I have a feeling it's going to be something just like Terra Maldicta, or like I said for the Giant, something that's just really simple, like the Flytrap Easter egg, where you just press a couple buttons and then you get a little weapon or something. Like, I don't think it's going to be anything that deep and crazy. I hope I'm proven wrong. That would be fantastic if I was. If we get like a full-on quest here, I will be very happy. I just don't really have the hope that that's going to happen. New area to explore sounds exciting, so it's not just going to be Shi No Numa. There's probably going to be some expanded areas. I like that. What I'm really hoping I would say best case scenario for this map is that it's more akin to the Black Ops 4 remakes, something like Alpha Omega, what Alpha Omega is to Nuketown. So obviously a lot of people don't like Alpha Omega, but that's besides the point. Just think about how Alpha Omega expanded upon Nuketown, like a lot. There was a lot added. It was a whole new experience. It doesn't even feel like a remake of Nuketown, which in reality it's really not. It is a new map at that point. But the Giant doesn't really feel like that different from Deriz. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be like that, because, I mean, we're going to be, what, 6, 7, or whatever. We are 6 months into this game's life cycle. We're going to be like 8 months into this game's life cycle when we finally get this map. So if it's not anything that special, it's just going to fall short. Now, of course, time concerns are a thing. They're working their asses off, I'm sure, on making this. I'm sure this wasn't something they originally even planned to do in the first place. Like we all said, I don't think it was. So it's kind of like out of nowhere. And they also are working on their next Zombies game. They're working on other projects for 2023. They still have stuff in Cold War they're working on, apparently. There's like a new super Easter egg being added to Cold War Zombies, which is pretty exciting. I hope it's actually worthwhile and it's worth our time. So I'm not expecting this to be crazy just because of that fact. And if it's not crazy, I'm not going to be like, mad at Treyarch for that. It's just more going to be general disappointment with Vanguard Zombies once again. But I want to be proven wrong. I really, really do. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think they're going to be adding to this map? What do you think they're going to change for Shi No Numa in the reimagining? Hopefully it's worth playing. Hopefully it's something that is actually enjoyable. And I don't really think that the Vanguard-based mechanics are all that bad, so I don't think if they just, use those mechanics again for this, would it be that big of a deal? Obviously, some things need to be changed around, but I think the perks and all that could look the exact same, and I wouldn't be too mad. It is interesting how it says a new Dark Ether narrative for this map, so does it mean it's going to be a completely new story, like within the same universe, or is it going to still follow off of Terra Maldicta? I don't know, because I'm assuming if they were to do that, they would have to change around a lot. That also begs the question, do they have any other maps planned for Vanguard that kind of goes off of what Terra Maldicta and Duran Fong were like? I honestly doubt it, but I don't know, if they were working on something already, you'd think they would just release it anyways, And it also begs the question, is there going to be another round-based map other than just the Shi No Numa Reborn towards the later half, or I guess the very end of the life cycle of Vanguard Zombies? Personally, for me, I would not be too upset if this was it, if they just give us a Shi No Numa Reborn, and hopefully it's enjoyable, just to kind of hold us over to the next game. And they got to give us something sort of into 2023 is what I'm hoping for, because if we're not going to get Treyarchs' next game, which we probably won't until late 2024, it's got to be something to hold us over that's more than just this. And they have also announced that there is no new stuff coming for, or no new map coming for Cold War Zombies. There's new stuff coming with like the Super Easter Egg, and with Outbreak and Onslaught, they're adding some new stuff to that. But in terms of new maps, there's nothing else. So that confirms no Zombies Chronicles 2 in Cold War. Could they add Zombies Chronicles 2 into Vanguard? I mean, yeah, it's possible. I, again, wouldn't be opposed to it because I don't think the mechanics are terrible. I don't love the mechanics. I don't love the guns. I don't love the feel of it. I actually way prefer Cold War and, prior games than Vanguard, but I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to it is what I'm saying. I'm kind of just open to whatever they do now because I'm not in a position where I care that much about what they're doing because I haven't enjoyed Vanguard. I'm more interested in what Treyarchs is going to be doing for their next game because I think they're going to have a lot more freedom. They're going to be able to polish it a lot more. They're going to have a lot more of their own ideas in place. And that goes for Zombies and multiplayer. But when it comes to Vanguard, I just want to see something better than what we currently have. And I think Shi No Numa Reborn can definitely give us that. But it depends on what it is. It depends on if it's another Giant or if it's actually like a full-on remake with a bunch of new stuff. They also go on to say that this is going to involve extensive systems development from the ground up in a variety of areas, including the design, implementation, and testing of round-based wave spawning, AI pathing, zoning systems, fast travel mechanics, door buys, wall buys, etc. So they're basically saying straight up that yes, this is a lot of work for them. They are kind of redoing the mechanics of Vanguard in some ways. Not completely, but in some ways. So I think that's exciting, and I think it's a good thing because it's allowed them to use the engine and test out the engine. So when they make their next game, presumably next Treyarchs game is probably going to be using the same engine that we've been seeing the past couple of Call of Duties, the one that Modern Warfare started with and then Vanguard continued with. Obviously Cold War didn't use that, but it's going to be nice to see them at least try to test it. So when that game comes, they can have a full idea of how to utilize the engine for making good Zombies content. And honestly, Vanguard Zombies kind of felt like a testing ground for that engine almost, and it would be nice to see them test round-based content because I think they know people tend to prefer round-based content over anything else. That's just how it is. And I like objectives and stuff, so I don't think that objective portion of the other maps was a bad thing. I just think the way the maps were designed were bad, and there was nothing to do on them. That was the biggest issue. There was nothing to do with them, and you were forced to do something the same thing every game. So there was no replayability because of that. It just all felt the same, and I'm not gonna rant about it anymore because I think you guys have heard me rant about it enough. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you on my next one. Peace out.